Have you ever been in this state? You wake up earlier than usual. You're focused. You do everything by the book, just like you planned. And for a very real moment, you believe this time will be different. But then, the moment you return to your old environment, the familiar people, the same old habits, the space you've known for so long, everything starts to slow down. Then it slips, as if you never even tried. If you've ever felt this, comment 1. Not because you're weak, and not because you lack discipline like you think. It's because there's something quietly controlling your direction every single day. It decides whether you move forward or fall back to where you started. And the scariest part is, you barely even realize it exists. You can be very disciplined. You can try extremely hard. You can plan, set goals, and start each day with a serious mindset. But if you're still living in an environment that constantly pulls you down every single day, then the outcome is almost already decided. Not that you'll fail immediately, not in a everything collapses tomorrow kind of way, but little by little. Every time you lose focus because of what's around you, every time you fall back into old habits just because they feel familiar, every time you're influenced by people who aren't going in the same direction, you don't realize it, but you're slipping, slowly but surely. And the most dangerous part is, you still think you're trying, still believe you're moving forward, until one day, you look back and realize you're still standing in the same place, or worse, right back where you once tried to escape. There's a secret that most people overlook, and it's exactly why they never break out. They focus on changing themselves. They read books, set goals, try to become more disciplined every day, but they keep the same environment, the same people, the same space, the same old habits, always waiting for them to come back. And so, no matter how hard they try, the environment quietly pulls them back to where they started. Not because they're not good enough, but because they're fighting alone, inside a system designed to keep them exactly where they are. Pause for a moment and look around you. What does your room look like? Does it make you want to focus? Or is there always something pulling your attention away? What's on your phone? Is it filled with things that move you forward, or things that quietly lead you into procrastination? And the people you talk to every day, are they pulling you up or keeping you exactly where you are? All of these things are shaping you, not just once, but every minute, every hour, every day. You don't need to make a big decision to fall behind. Just small influences, repeated long enough. One meaningless video, one negative conversation, one just a quick break habit, and slowly, it becomes your default. You start thinking the way your environment thinks, acting at the pace your environment sets, living within the limits your environment imposes. And by the time you realize it, you're no longer in control of your life. Your environment is shaping who you become. Every single day, look at the smallest things, the ones that repeat every single day. If your phone is constantly lighting up with notifications, you almost have no chance for deep focus. You're not trying to get distracted, but your brain is being pulled away, little by little. If the people around you always procrastinate, always say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you'll start to see that as normal. And then, without even thinking, you follow the same pattern. If your environment has no one trying to grow, no one learning, no one setting goals, no one moving forward, it becomes incredibly hard to go against that current on your own. You're not stopping because you want to. You're not procrastinating because you're weak. It's because you're adapting. You're adjusting yourself to fit what's around you. And when everything around you sits at an average level, you slowly become that average version too. The most dangerous part is you don't even realize it, because to you, it just feels normal. And this is the most dangerous part. You don't even realize it's happening. You go through each day like normal. You think, you act, and you believe this is just who I am. But it's not. A lot of what you call your personality is actually just repeated reactions shaped over time in a familiar environment. The way you procrastinate, the way you lose focus, the way you choose comfort over growth. None of it just appeared out of nowhere. It's the result of being in an environment that has been programming you like this, little by little, every single day. You don't see it because you've been in it for too long. You don't question it because everyone around you is the same. So eventually, you accept it as part of who you are. But the truth is, you weren't always like this. You're simply becoming the product of what you're exposed to every day. If you've made it this far and it feels true for you, comment yes. You don't need to become stronger like you think. You don't need to force yourself into extreme discipline or constantly fight yourself every single day. What you actually need is a more intelligently designed environment. An environment where focus becomes easy, an environment where distractions are removed, an environment where the right actions become the default choice. Because the truth is simple, environment always beats willpower. You can try hard for a few days, you can stay disciplined for a while, but if everything around you keeps pulling you in the opposite direction, you'll get tired. And eventually you'll let go. Not because you're weak, but because you're going against the current. When you change your environment, you don't have to try so hard anymore. You don't have to force the right behavior. You just need to place yourself in a space where doing the right thing happens naturally. This is how you start changing, not through willpower, but by redesigning your environment. There are 3 things you need to focus on. First, remove bad friction. Look at what's distracting you every day. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Keep your phone away from your bed before sleeping. Minimize anything that makes it easy for you to slip away from your goals. When distractions become harder to access, they'll pull you less. Second, increase good friction. Make positive actions easier to start. Leave your workout shoes by the door. Keep the book you want to read open and ready. Prepare everything in advance so when the moment comes, you don't have to think, you just begin. When the right actions become convenient, you'll do them more often. Third, choose your circle again. You don't need a lot of people, but stay close to those who are disciplined. People with clear goals. People who make you want to become better just by being around them. Your social environment sets your standard for how you live. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to make sure of one thing. You're no longer being pulled down every single day. 5 a.m. 2020. Consistency, identity. You've heard these concepts so many times. You know they work. You may have even tried them and seen results for a short period, but then everything slips back to the way it was. Not because those methods don't work, but because your environment doesn't support them long term. You can wake up at 5 a.m. for a few days, But if every night pulls you into meaningless distractions, you'll fall back into old habits. You can try to stay consistent, but if no one around you values it, you'll slowly loosen your standards. You can build a new identity, but if your environment keeps reminding you of your old self, you'll get pulled back. The truth is, everything you're trying to build depends on where you live your life every day. The wrong environment will quietly destroy it all, but the right environment will accelerate your growth in ways you don't expect. Imagine two people, same goal, same level of determination at the start, but the first person lives in a chaotic environment. There's constant noise, distractions, negative conversations. Everything feels random, unstructured. Every day they have to fight just to stay focused. The second person is different. They're in a quiet space, fewer distractions. Everything is clearly organized. They have habits, systems, and an environment that supports their progress. Both are trying, both started the same, but after 90 days, the results are completely different. One is still stuck, feeling like they've tried so hard but haven't gone far. The other has moved much further ahead, almost effortlessly, not because they're more talented, but because their environment is different. The truth that few people tell you is, you're not really fighting yourself. You think you lack discipline. You think you're weak. But in reality, you're fighting your environment every single day. Every noise, every distraction, every old habit ready to pull you back. You're not just trying to become better, you're trying to go against a system that's been keeping you in the same place. And if you don't actively change that environment, it's simple. It will change you. Not loudly, not obviously, but enough that day by day, you become a version of yourself you never intended to be. Today, don't try to change yourself any further. Don't force yourself to be more disciplined. Don't try to become a perfect version of yourself in a single day. Instead, change one thing around you, just one. It could be where you place your phone. Keep it out of reach when you need to focus. It could be your desk. Clean it up. Remove anything that distracts you, or simply your morning space. Create a quiet corner where you can start your day with clarity. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be intentional, because one small change in the right place can trigger many others. Comment, I choose underscore, 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 so I know where you're starting. And in the next video, I'll show you the final piece, the thing that truly separates those who change from those who always fall back. It's not just habits, it's not only environment, it's the level of commitment you have to yourself. I'll see you in the next morning.